So I have officially finished my June TBR. Some sort of wrap-up vlog or something will be coming out with that. And there's a whole week left in June. So what I think I'm going to do, I consider just mood reading, pulling books off my shelf. But sometimes I get decision-making fatigue and I just can't handle it. So we are going to spin the wheel. Here's what I have decided, because I don't want to run into something that's like so narrowed down specific. I feel like I've earned a little bit of control, a little bit of like flexibility. So if we get something like 25 and 25, which is very specific, really that's it. If we get 25 and 25, I think that's the only one that would like really hinder any choice that I would have. We'll spin again. Okay? Genre spin. I didn't know if it was going to pop over to the color spin. Okay, genre spin. Let's see. There's a few of these I don't want. I don't want horror. I don't want literary fiction. Middle grade is a great choice because I just finished a middle grade. Pause. I just finished for my June TBR, The Magician's Nephew. And so this is a great opportunity to just hop right into The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This is excellent. It is unofficially on my TBR to finish the series, and I'm not interested in like going hard at it, just, casually reading the series through the rest of the year. But excellent. So, my friends, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, that's what we're going to be going into now. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. 3 stars. Everything that you know it to be, everything you want it to be, and yeah, I'm happy to be getting back into this series, and yeah, I really don't have a ton to say about it. I like it. I'm glad I read it. I went ahead and spun for the next book that we'd be getting into, and hopefully it's showing you that we hit the series wheel, and the series ended up on The Four Horsemen. So the next book we'll be going into is Pestilence by Laura Thalassa. This is book 1 of The Four Horsemen. Thalassa. This is book 1 of The Four Horsemen. I know next to nothing about it, except this one is obviously about pestilence. So, when I did already start it, I'm like 15 pages in. So when I get a little further in, I'll come back and let you know kind of more what it's about and my thoughts and feelings. Pestilence, which is book 1 of the Four Horsemen. This was okay. I finished it, so it kept me engaged enough to want to finish it. But it was interesting. So it's about the first horseman of the apocalypse, which is pestilence, that comes to spread plague over the earth. And our main female character, Sarah, is tasked with, she's a first responder, she's a firefighter, and they're kind of the last ones to stand against pestilence as he rides through the land, plaguing everyone with sickness. So she gets tasked to try to kill him, and she gets taken captive. And it's kind of the story of their romance. It's very dark, a lot of dark elements, a lot of, honestly, probably some triggering elements for some people. So, but it did keep me interested enough to finish the book. I gave it 3 stars because I feel like it's a pretty average dark romance. There was nothing in it that like stood out major for me, or that would make me be like, you should definitely read this. But it was interesting. If you like dark romance, if that's totally your jam, likely will like this. I did not like it. It just didn't like wow me, basically. So with that, I am going to just keep rolling on the spin wheel, picking my reads, because that feels, honestly, it just means that I don't have to make a decision all by myself. Which seems hard sometimes. Does anybody else have, like, decision-making fatigue? Because, boy, I do. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the spin wheel. And similarly to the last spin, if it comes up on 25 and 25, because again, I have a lot of those books on my July TBR, and I just don't want to, there's the rest of them I just don't want to read right now. So we're going to go ahead and spin this bad boy and see what we get. Oh, genre spin. Nice. Okay, so let's pop over to the genre wheel and see what it gives us. Okay, right off the bat, here's what I can say. I don't feel in the mood for mystery or horror or historical fiction or a thriller or a classic, whatever. We're just gonna spin and we'll just go with it. Oh, a Christian fiction. Okay, I have a few of those on my shelf, so I'm going to go get my options, and I will be right back. Hello, Jessie from the future, editing Jess here. Editing my footage, and just realized that I lost the footage of me choosing the Christian fiction book. I had like 3 or 4 of these to choose from, but what I ended up going with is Love and Other Mistakes by Jessica Kate. This is a second chance romance where, okay, I brought my cup over here. No, I don't know. Okay. This is a second chance romance between our main female character and our main male character, that Natalie and Jem. I think she calls him Jem. He took off and left her basically at the altar, and now fast forward, I think 7 years in the future, and he shows up back in their hometown with a baby, and basically he needs help. She loses her job, needs a job, he needs a nanny, he hires her to nanny for him and
hence the book. So I don't know what happened to the footage, but this was the book that I chose.
I am not quite halfway through Love and Other Mistakes, and I think I'm gonna have to put it down for a minute. It's actually a little bit heavier than I had anticipated, and it deals with some themes that are a little bit difficult for me right now. And yeah, so I think I have no bad feelings towards this book. I will likely finish it another time because there are things that I'm really enjoying about the book, but there's an overall theme going on through the book that I'm really struggling with. And so I'm feeling more dread than joy and anticipation when reading this. So that was unexpected. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to put this one down for a little bit and come back to it when I'm feeling a little stronger, if that makes sense. So let's spin for Notebook. It was like super unexpected. I've been, I've made it through halfway through the book, but I'm just in this point where I'm like, it just feels, I don't know, like my heart just hurts, and I really just don't want to put myself through that. So let's spin again. Let's pick a new book, and yeah, kind of just hopefully something a little more lighthearted. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, the emoji wheel. Let's see what it has in store for us. I really hope it's something relatively easy. Oh, okay. So a crystal ball, magic. Okay, I think I can work with that. I can definitely work with that, actually. Let me look at some options, and I will be right back. From a Christian fiction that I had to put down to Witches Get Stitches. So this is the third in the Stay a Spell series by Juliet Cross, and I thoroughly enjoyed the first two books, which was Wolf Gone Wild and Don't Hex and Drive, I believe. Yes. And so this follows, I don't know if there's 5 sisters or 7 sisters, but it follows these sisters that have magic, and it's kind of each one. Okay. Hold up. Ooh, these books are on Kindle Unlimited. Nice. There's 6 books. This series follows 6 witchy sisters that all kind of have different witchy abilities, magic abilities, and they find their perfect supernatural mate. I do not know what this one is about, so we will read it. No charm or spell can keep his wolf at bay. Violet Savoy has a plan, a dream rather, to open her own tattoo shop catering to supernaturals and specializing in permanent charms. As a powerful seer, she has the potent magic needed to cast every kind of spell, except the kind her friend and business partner Nico needs in the worst way. Even Violet can't help this werewolf control his beastly side. Ever since their first and only sizzling encounter on New Year's Eve 2 years earlier, Nico Cruz has been dying to get his hands and his tongue back on Violet's body. Okay. He knows a firecracker like Violet can't be courted in the usual way, and Nico has no scruples about misbehaving to get what he wants. But when his former pack roams into town, Nico's focus shifts to the threat venturing into his territory. The intruders are about to regret setting foot in New Orleans, and when Violet goes missing, no charm or spell can keep Nico's wolf at bay. Okay, so we were introduced to Nico in the first book, Wolf Gone Wild. He was the friend of the main male character in that book. So I thoroughly enjoy these. They're very quick reads. They have great banter. I love Juliet Cross's writing, and I think this will be kind of the thing that will maybe lift me out of that heavy place that the other book kind of put me in. So yeah, we're gonna move on to Witches Get Stitches, and yeah. Day. I don't have my coffee. I don't have my coffee. Sad. Good morning. It is roughly 7:45 on, what even day is this? Thursday? Thursday, June 26th. Okay, couple of things. I'm feeling very accomplished because I am put together at 7:45 in the morning, which never happens unless I'm leaving the house to go to work or church, something like that. But I am bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready to rock and roll. I'm excited. So the reason we're here, I am, let's see, just over 100 pages into Witches Get Stitches, and like all of the books in this series, or the previous two books in this series so far, I'm thoroughly enjoying this book. They're not life-changing, they're not like crazy literary gold type of books, but they are a very good time. So this story follows Violet, and who's one of the Savoy sisters. I had to remember the last name. Violet, who's one of the 6 Savoy sisters. They're all witches with different abilities that live in New Orleans. And Nico, who is a werewolf. And we met Nico in Wolf Gone Wild. And I have been anticipating this couple's story since that book, because there were some things that alluded to the fact that they would have a story in that first book. So this is their story, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. There's some great banter. There's some great supernatural elements that really play into the like magic-y type of feel in this book. And it's all set in New Orleans, which is basically, I mean, that seems pretty on par. I've actually never been to New Orleans. I would love to go. I'm the architecture and the history, I find very fascinating. So when we were when we went to Disneyland last fall, I was captivated by New Orleans Square in Disneyland. And I just was like, I'm going to have to go to the real New Orleans because I love this. I just love this. Anyway, so I'm going to continue on in this book today. Fairly positive that I'm going to get it finished. I don't know how many books we'll read for this vlog. Maybe 3, maybe 4. It just kind of depends. I'm not really set on a time frame, like a week, a Monday to Monday type thing. I'm just more like however long it feels good, however long my interest is kept. So anyway, yeah, feeling pretty good about life this morning. I do have to do, as always, upkeep on the house, things like that. We just wanted to update you that I am thoroughly enjoying this book. This book is taking me a little longer to get into just because I have had real life obligations creep in the last couple of days. So that's that. Okay, so I have finished Witches Get Stitches by Juliet Cross, and I gave this 4 stars. I think that Juliet Cross is becoming one of my favorite authors. I love her writing style. I love the way that she builds her characters individually and then together in her books, and this was no exception. I am loving the Stay a Spell series, halfway in, so I'm 3 books in now to a 6-book series, and I'm loving it. The epilogue to this book makes it difficult for me to not want to go in and pick up the 4th book immediately, but I'm going to stick to the plan and do the spinner wheel and maybe hopefully get some of my physical books that I haven't read. So 4 books. That would be a rating system, wouldn't it? 4 stars for Witches Get Stitches. And yeah, you guys should check out this series. It's very fun. With that, we have a couple more days before I go back to work, so we'll just kind of let this vlog carry us through the weekend. Today's Thursday. And we'll just, let this vlog carry us through the weekend, and we'll see how many more books we can read before the end of June, because these are all bonus books. So I'm going to move this way so that I can pop up the spinner wheel here. Just a reminder, we are not going to do 25 and 25 because many of those books are already on a TBR, my TBR for July. So we will, what is my brain telling me to do? Oh, so we will, I gotta try to fix this lighting. Maybe that'll help. The sun is driving me crazy. It's like right in my window, and we're gonna spin the wheel, and we are going to spin again if we get 25 and 25 because many of those books are already on my July TBR. So the sun is coming out and it is just trying to drive me crazy. Okay, here we go. Oh, at 25 and 25. Okay, we're gonna spin again. Oh, good gracious. Okay, the bookworm game. Let's pull up that wheel. Yowza. Okay. The bookworm game. I really am hoping for not a crazy prompt. Oh, no way. Male athlete. Okay. Okay. I do know I have some options on my Kindle Unlimited list. So let me go look, and let me look in my shelves, and then I'll bring back some options. Okay, that took me a minute. So I came back with two options. One is from my physical TBR, or my physical library, and it's called Beautiful Venom by Rena Kent. I believe this is a dark academia, like a dark romance with dark academia. I'm not 100% sure. I actually just got this book, and the second one is about to be released sometime later this year. So I'm just gonna read the back of it. This is like the third time I've read the back of it, but in a den of vipers, revenge is the deadliest venom. They shattered my world. Now I'll bring down theirs. The problem: I have virtually no way to trace the puppet master. My only lead, the Vipers, an elite college hockey team that rules the ice and the shadows beyond it. To infiltrate their secret society, I set my sights on their weakest link, Kane Davenport. That's all I'll read. He's the captain of the hockey team. So there's this one. Sounds a little dark, a little whatever. And then there's this one, When Alec Met Evie. I gotta find it again. It's a sweet hockey rom-com. So this one says, Evie told herself not to fall for her pro hockey crush, but when she sees him holding her baby girl, all bets are off. When Evie moves south to the same mountain town where her childhood crush plays pro hockey, she arms herself with all the reasons why she can't fall for him again. Number 1, Alec is her best friend's much older brother. Number 2, she's recently divorced and does not need another man in her life, at least not anytime soon. Number 3, with a 4-month-old daughter, she has zero time for dating. Trouble is, Evie doesn't know another soul in North Carolina, so when her rental floods before she's even moved in, her only option is to crash with Alec for a few weeks. When she protests, he insists it's what he'd do for his sister, and that's basically what she is to him. But all these years later, the unexpected chemistry between them definitely says otherwise. A new relationship is risky when Evie is still licking her wounds from her divorce, and she has no idea if Alec has any desire to be a dad. His sister already warned he isn't the type to settle down. But she can't make herself care about any of that, not until she's already fallen, and it might be too late to save herself from another heartbreak. It says, When Alec Met Evie is a closed-door best friend's brother hockey rom-com with heart and humor, sizzling but no spice, perfect for fans of sports romance who want a little less heat. It's a nice change of pace. So there's that, or this. I think I'm gonna go with When Alec Met Evie. I think that that just feels good to me right now. It's a little less heavy, a little less dark, and that feels really good to me. So that's the next book we're going to jump into for this vlog. gosh. So I just finished When Alec Met Evie, and you guys, this was the cutest little hockey romance. It was clean and refreshing and cute and funny and just all the things. I gave it 4 stars because Jenny Proctor's writing is just so good. The way she writes her characters and the way that she draws emotion in a way that's not like, she can write emotion into a story without it being completely devastating, right? And so I'm so happy that it came up for this reading vlog. Okay, we're gonna do another one. We're gonna spin for another book because it's not yet the end of June, and I'm just gonna keep reading. So let's pull up. I should probably move this way. Let's go ahead and pull up the spinner wheel. Oops, wrong one. Okay, we are going to spin. Color spin. Okay, let's move over to the color wheel. And with this, it's just I have to find a book that really embodies that color. Either the cover is primarily that color, the color is in the title in some way, or like, you know, something like that. Even the author's name could be in that color. White. Okay. Let me go look. I think I can find something. I have 3 books on my shelf that could fit with this prompt. Okay, let's just go through them. The first one is Iron Gold by Pierce Brown. This is the 4th book in the Red Rising saga. I've obviously read the first 3. These are great books. I have loved the trilogy and I've loved reading them. From what I understand, the second 3 books, Iron Gold, Dark Age, and Lightbringer, I believe are the names of the other 3 books, take place like a period of time after the Red Rising trilogy took place. So I don't know if, I don't know. This is an option. It is in my physical library. I just don't know if I want to jump into this like high fantasy chunky book. But I think Lightbringer might be on my 25 and 25. Maybe not. Maybe I might not have put it on there. Anyway, this is an option. The second book that is an option is King of Pride, which I believe this is, yes, the second book in the Kings of Sin series. I read King of Wrath, I think, for my June TBR, and I really liked Dante and Vivian. I liked those those main characters. I liked the way that Anna Huang wrote that book, and so I'm hoping that that style of writing would continue in this series. I know nothing about it. Just the top says, she says opposite in every way and the greatest temptation he's ever known. So they're total opposites from what I read earlier. And she's the bartender in his club, maybe, where he's the CEO of a club, and they can't resist each other, even if it costs them everything. I don't know what that means, but this is definitely lighter than Iron Gold, likely. So this is an option. The last one, it's not taking it loosely because I do believe it fits the prompt of white. Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. I don't know if I want to read this yet. it took me a really long time to be okay with Leigh Bardugo after reading Ninth House. And I do want to continue in the story, and I do want to know what happens to these characters. But there were just some things in Ninth House that I really struggled with, and some things that I thought, that doesn't need to be in there. Now, I have heard that those things do not carry over into Hellbent, but I don't know. These are 3 very different books, and very different genres, very different categories, different plots, storylines, different weights. So, Hellbent, King of Pride, or Iron Gold. So I know what would be smart to do. What would be smart is to finish this. I don't know if this is a duology or if it's going to be an actual series. First of all, this is a Book of the Month book, and their bookmarks are basically the greatest things ever. So this one says, this book hits the plot. There was one, I have one that says, this book is the sheet. It's so funny. Okay. So I don't know if this one, it completes, basically what I'm trying to say is I don't know if this is a duology or a series, but continuing in a series with one of these 2 books would be very smart. The struggle I have is I'm not in the mood for either of these books. But I am kind of in the mood for this book. That's it. We're going with King of Pride. We're going to do it. I just feel like it is going to be easily consumable, easily able to get through in these last few days of June, and likely will not put me in a slump of some kind. So, here we go. King of Pride. It is Saturday, and I'm about 35-ish% of the way through King of Pride. Now, I am enjoying this. I did like King of Wrath better at this point in the book. These characters are not as intriguing to me as Dante and Vivian were, but if you don't know, we're following Kai and Isabella. Yes, Isabella. Kai and Isabella, who we meet in the other book. And this is kind of their story. This is their story. And it's good. I'm definitely liking it. I'm intrigued by it. But I'm doing a lot of listening because I have a ton of work to do. I'm hitting the reset button on my bedroom before I go back to work on Monday. And I'm liking it, but the male audio narrator, performer, the tone of his voice is just a little off-putting to me, and so I don't know, I'm struggling with that a tiny bit. But overall, writing style, character development, the characters, our main characters, and the supporting characters, I'm liking it all. So that is that. Now, I am cleaning my room. So I'm going to pop my AirPods back in. I'm going to do some work while I listen. become a bookshelf reorganization or semi-reorganization. Okay. I have officially finished King of Pride. So this book follows Isabella and Kai, who, if you're reading the books in order, this is book 2 in the Kings of Sin series. Isabella and Kai are friends of Dante and Vivian from King of Wrath. So these two, it's basically, at the crux of it, it's a story about two people finding self-worth and love and acceptance outside of what other people think of them. So inner self. So very good. Really liked it. I gave it 3 stars because I didn't love it as much as King of Wrath, but also very good book. I think there are 2 days left. Not I think. I know there are 2 days left in June. So we're going to go ahead and spin for one more book for this vlog. I'm going to move this way. And we'll see if we can finish one more book before the end of the month. Oh, another bookworm game. Another bookworm game. Okay, let's hop over to that wheel then, and we'll see. Last time it gave us a really pretty easy prompt. It was an athlete male, and we did a hockey romance. Animals in ice and snow. Off the top of my head, can I think of anything? Oh man, this is proving harder than I anticipated. So this one actually took me quite a bit of time. And I have decided to go with A Curse of Shadows, Wolves of Lunara book. Okay. I got this on Stuff Your Kindle Day, and it'd be great for me to read. So it says, everything I know is a lie. For 25 years, I believed there wasn't much to my mundane life. Then the unimaginable happens, landing me in a world that shouldn't be real, yet feels oddly familiar. A father I didn't know existed is dying, and only their king can save him, except he's refusing to do so unless I make good on the contract I supposedly signed 500 years ago. King Asher is beloved by his people, too attractive for his own good, and a wolf god. He calls me his mate and his future queen, but I'm neither of those things. I'm just a human who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. I'm not the lost wolf princess. At least that's what I tell myself until my memories start to return. I want to believe this is nothing more than a dream, but the longer I'm in Lunara, the more I realize my reincarnation didn't just happen to go wrong. I was murdered, cursed to forever be reborn on Earth. Now I need to figure out who's responsible before it happens again, and try not to lose my heart along the way. So this is a standalone, which is cool because I don't technically have this, not even technically, I quite literally don't have the bandwidth to start another series. I feel like I'm in the middle of quite a few series already. So that's the one we're going into. have boys born within like 2 years of each other? And if you do they fight as much as my boys fight? Because I feel like my boys fight all the time. It's so frustrating. Okay, so the reason that we are here is because I have officially finished Curse of Shadows by, I don't believe I said who this author was. The author is Heather Renee. So this is a book about a girl who grows up in the foster system in Portland metro area. Wow. Portland metro area in Oregon. Wow. And she has had not like the best life, but it's not been the worst life either. She has a foster sister who she super loves. It's her best friend. And one day she gets up and she just feels super motivated to like go out, hike Multnomah Falls, get out in nature. And on her way home, a couple of missed turns and some weird juju sends her across this bridge to someplace in Washington. Bridge of the Gods? I think it's Bridge of the Gods. Anyway, she's going across Bridge of the Gods and gets transported to another realm, another place called Lunara. She discovers that there's more to her more to her upbringing, more to her life than she thought there was. And she meets Asher, who is her wolf shifter king. Anyhow, I'll leave it at that. Her name is Isla. And I'll leave it at that. It was very good. I gave it 3 stars because didn't like rock my world, but it was a very good standalone in the Wolves of Lunara series that this author writes about. So I enjoyed it. I had a good time with it. It kept me engaged. It took me a little longer to read than some of my previous books, but that's just because of other obligations and whatnot. So that concludes our reading for this reading vlog and our reading for the month of June. I've actually had a lot of really great reads recently. I haven't been disappointed. Aside from that one, DNF, I haven't really been disappointed in anything that I've read, so it's pretty good. All together in the month of June, though, let's see, 17 books in the month of June, which is pretty crazy, considering that I did the bulk of that reading in 2 weeks. Crazy. Okay. Onward and upward, we are going to start a new vlog that will lead us into July's TBR. Yay! Awesome. If you've made it this far and you've enjoyed this reading journey with me, will you leave me like a wolf emoji down below, because that's just what's on my brain, it's what I'm thinking about, or a hockey emoji, to let me know that you have made it this far. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or any recommendations, let me know. I thank you very much and have a great day. See ya.